Oh hey guys, and welcome to my May TBR video. So yes, this is going to be the video where I tell you about all the books that I am going to read in the month of May. I made a TBR video for April and I did not do a good job, I am afraid to say. April was one of those months where I decided to stick with a theme and basically plan everything that I planned to read that month, which did not work out so well. So I think the trick to making TBR videos is to choose just a couple of specific books that you really want to read that month, so then you can allow yourself to pick up a couple of books just on a whim. So I have 4, maybe 5 books that I really want to read within the month of May, and I will just get ahead and show you them straight away. First book is probably an expected one, and that is The City of Lost Souls by Cassandra Clare. Now obviously the last book in the Mortal Instruments comes out on the 29th of May and I only have one more book to read before I am all caught up. I really enjoyed the original 3 books in this series. I wasn't a huge fan of the last one, but I still enjoyed it, so I'm going to read this one in the lead up for the release of the final book. This is probably the thickest book in the series, but it does have a big font and I did fly through the other ones, so hopefully this should not be a problem for me. I am super interested to see how it all ends, and some of the characters have actually grated on me as the series has gone on, so I hope she kills people in the last book. It sounds like something she would do. Next book I have to show you is actually going to be a reread, and that is Proxy by Alex London. It's another case of the sequel being released on the 29th of May, so I really want to read the first book again to help refamiliarise myself with the characters and the story and the setting. Proxy is one of the books that I read last year that I really loved. It's another dystopia, and it's also sort of a retelling of the story of the Whipping Boy. This book takes place in a world where rich people can actually buy a poorer person to act as their proxy and take punishments for any crime that they commit. And in this book, our main character of Sid has the undeniably bad luck of being the proxy of someone who has committed a murder. So he actually ends up sentenced to death for a crime he didn't actually commit. Obviously though, as he is sentenced to death, he decides to make an escape attempt, and this book deals with his escape from the clutches of the dystopian society. Overall, I really enjoyed this book. I gave it 5 stars, and I've had the sequel Guardian on pre-order for about 8 or 9 months now. So I'm really looking forward to that sequel, and I'm really actually looking forward to rereading this one. This book I have to show you is part of a spin-off series, and that is Bloodlines by Rochelle Mead. Now I read Vampire Academy now quite a while ago, but I really enjoyed that series. It petered out a bit towards the end, but overall it was still a really good read. And I've had the first entry in this spin-off series for a very long time, and I just decided that this is the month that I'm going to read it. This spin-off series basically deals with the character of Sydney, who is sort of a side character in the final 2 books. I like the idea of this spin-off because it sort of shows a different side of the world. Our main character in this one is not a vampire, and I know that the main characters of Vampire Academy sort of show up in the background of this one, which I think is really interesting, just so I can see the continuation of their story where they are not the main focus. Overall as well, I've heard really good reactions to this. I've heard it's just as addictive as Vampire Academy. It is probably a good thing because I already own 2 of the sequels. But yes, I am super excited to read this. I don't know why I've put it off so long, but this month is the month. Then to take a break from some of the YA that I'm reading, I'm going to read an adult fiction novel, and that is going to be Save Yourself by Kelly Braffett. I recently bought this, it was just mentioned in my April book haul, and I've been really excited to read this one just because it gets compared so much to Gillian Flynn, who I really love. I haven't had much luck in finding authors who are similar to Gillian Flynn. When I see that mentioned, I'm usually really excited to read the book, but when I get it, I'm actually disappointed because it is nothing like Gillian Flynn. But I've heard this one really is, and I actually have a friend who has read it before, and she said the same thing, so I'm going to trust her. But if she is lying to me, I will use this book as a weapon. Overall, I'm really excited for this one, and if anyone has read it, please leave me some comments below. Or even if you know of any other books that are similar to Gillian Flynn, actually similar now, I would definitely like to pick them up and give them a try. That is all the books that I'm definitely going to read, but I do have one that I might try and fit in if possible, and that is going to be Divergent by Veronica Roth. I've tried to read Insurgent so many times, but it's one of those books that takes place straight after the events of Divergent, and I'm just lost. I read Divergent quite a long time ago and I just cannot remember the story, so I'm actually going to have to reread this before I can pick up the sequel. Hopefully I enjoy that one. I know the series gets a sort of a mixed response after the first one, but I do want to read it and I do want to finish it. Yes, this is going to be my May TBR. Let me know in the comments below if you have read any of these, or what you're going to be reading through the month of May. Are you excited about the new releases? Are you another one who's catching up on Mortal Instruments before the final book comes out? But yes, leave me some comments below, and that is going to be all from me for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a giant thumbs up, and I shall see you soon with another one. Goodbye!